back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Glyph and it's under the command of talon1958. And yes, he's still trying to get that weekend lie-in. And he's in contest with Angelina75. She hasn't been having a very good week so far because she's been getting some fairly poor results. So Talon's feeling fairly hopeful that he might be able to get the lie-in again this week. But we'll just have to wait and see after you've seen these two videos. Okay, he's loaded. He's using the stock 15cm howitzer, and the reason why he uses that one, it's far more accurate, it's got a better trajectory and a faster reload, so it does make a difference in the game to have the stock shell. It was Frenzia that told us about this, the well-known Arty player and Super Unicum, Frenzia, who actually knew about this and told it to us. It's a bit late on that one, but didn't matter. He'll soon be reloaded. Standard reload 25.31 seconds, and we can see that Talon has actually managed to get this one down to just 20.5 seconds. Okay, he's leading the target. I think he left that one a bit late, but well, he's still stunned, I think. You have to give enough lead, and considering that tank was about well, he needed to be a little further ahead of the target before shooting. Okay, over on the western pass, we've got a 122 TM. I just saw the tracer coming out of the far northwest corner of the map, and he gets a hit on the 122 TM. We also saw an AT-15A on that corner as well. Apparently a Super Hellcat was seen over the other side of the western pass. But we definitely saw the tracer from an Arty coming out on the from about 1A or A1 or A2, just in that corner. So we know where one of them is. Up on top of the hill, he's spotting an AMD 178B, but the thing is that he's almost at maximum range there. You can see now he's at max because his reticule's flattened and he can't move the reticule beyond a certain point. In fact, actually, that's partially down to the fact that his vehicle is slightly at an incline, and that actually lowered his range. Rounds out the AT-15. Yep, got a direct hit on him. You have to be concerned sometimes if you park your vehicle on an incline, it actually can reduce the range of your vehicle, because if it's pointing towards the ground, it'll decrease range. If you're pointing your vehicle up into the sky, it sometimes actually increases range. Okay, that Kampfpanzer 07RH is dead. Now, we're one up on the enemy at the moment, so it's still anyone's game. We've got an Emil 1. He's in a very popular firing position there, or an area where you can hassle other tanks, and yes, that was a good shot actually. Now, over up on the other side, he's just moving the vehicle slightly forward just to see if he can get a better angle. But in fact, actually, the enemy is coming through the western pass. They're pushing. Okay, up here he can't reach those enemy there because they're just too far away. But he can definitely hit this Emil. Just dialing in. Fires the round. He got a bit of a reticule bloom at the last moment. But he did actually stun the Emil either way. I think, yes, he got a bit of a reticule bloom because obviously it's just outside the field of fire. You have to watch that field of fire because it's only 15 degrees either side of the centre line. AT-15A, direct hit. 64 hit points for that Arty tracer again. I think thereafter our Caro P88, because it looks like that's where the shell was headed. Either that or they're trying to get our Arty. The enemy Arty are a Hummel and an M44. Okay, still can't reach that guy because we're too far away to do that. I think Talon's a bit reluctant to move out of this corner for the moment. Is he too far away? Yes, I'm afraid he is. You can see the reticule's not fully flattened, so he knows that he's not at the maximum range, but he just can't reach there. Okay, there's an Astron Rex up near the top. We can't reach that guy. We've lost sight of the 122 TM and the Super Hellcats. The enemy lost their AT-15A, and oh, we found an A43. Now, just saw the tracer from the enemy Arty again. We're dialing in on the A43. Rounds out. This looks good. And it is. It lands right where he was. He may have got enough warning to get out of the way quick. It seems we're not the only one in this corner. Talon does actually have another RT sitting behind him. And that one's either the M44 or the SU8. I think it's the M44 actually. No, it's the SU8. I'm wrong. The M44's taken up position behind the rock just the other side of the cap area. Now, can he reach this Emil? Yes, he can. So he just needs to dial in, but he's decided not to do that. Instead, he's going to go for the 122 TM. We're still one up on the enemy, so it's still going our way. But Talon doesn't have a lot of stun assist so far or damage. Rounds out on the 122. Well, he hit him, but he didn't do much damage actually. None at all. It's surprising. Okay, right up on the donut, there's 122 TM. It's the same one that was on the Western Pass. Firing blind. I wonder actually if it would be a better idea for Talon to move closer to the cap area. That set of bushes nearby there. You have to relocate more often if you're in that spot, but it is probably better because you might get better shots at the enemy in the Western Pass and also up on the east side of the map near the cliff. At the moment he's trying to spot for that Emil. Can't hit that M4Y or M2Y because he's way out of range. And we hear the rumble of the enemy Arty. I think he's firing in this direction. Yes, he is. In fact, he was aiming for the SU8 behind us. Okay, up on top of the hill. No, there's the AMD178B, but again, we're out of range. You can sell that. This has got a grayed out line, and the grey line means you're outside range. You get that line and turn to green when you're inside range, and when he's watching these Astron Rexes fighting out, and unfortunately our one lost. We're still 2 up on the enemy. We're dialing in on the Emil 2s, Emil 1 rather, and that stunned him. And we did do some stun assist off that one. And we hear the rumble from the enemy RT again. We might get stunned by the enemy RT firing in our direction. So, yes, he's got a flattened reticule now. Rounds out straight away. And he got a direct hit. So he might have some damage there that we don't know about because he did directly hit. Either that or the SU8 was firing at the same spot at the same time. He's still out of maximum range, that AMD178B. I think the best thing for him to do would be to move much closer to the cap area. You see the SU8 is still firing at the Emil 1, but Talon can't because he's just out of range. In fact, both the SU8 and the M44 are firing at the Emil. This is one of the problems of having the stock gun. You cannot fire over the entire range of the map, but you can certainly hit the enemy quite hard and with a better trajectory because your shells are coming down almost on top of the enemy. Just still can't get that Emil, so got to find another target. Either that or you've got to move closer to the enemy. Much better for him to move closer to the cap and sit in those bushes near the house, and then he should be able to hit the guy. And the AMD bites the dust. Our Type 59 got him. At the moment the Emil's being suppressed by the SU8 and the M44. We're both dropping shells on top of him. Now we can't see what's going on over there because the Caro has pulled back towards our cap. I have the feeling, because I just saw a tracer going through the sky, that the enemy Arty are actually firing at our Type 59. Yes, he's actually just been targeted and the shell landed near him. The enemy's still got one Arty in the game. It's the M44, so he has got the entire range of the map. The danger of what Talon's doing at the moment is that he's actually getting closer to that Super Hellcat, that A43, and they might just spot him, you see. But now he's just outside range of the Emil 1. Just outside range. No, he's going to hit the ground next to it. Yep, there you go. He stunned him, but that's all he got. I think he really needs to go, and I'll show you the area. He needs to go over there. If he sits in those bushes over there, he will be able to shoot at the enemy Emil, because he'll be within range. And the Emil's gone to the IS-3. There's the enemy Super Hellcat. It's a one shot, a splash kill. Rounds out. Looks good. It is, and it's a kill. Okay, that A43 is looking very good for a shell now. There's only 3 enemy remaining. Our team are closing in on them. He's moved. There he is, right next door to the Super Hellcat. He dies. And that means now there's only 2 enemies remaining, the Astron Rex and the M44. So I think it's time for Talon to put the P in SPG and propel himself towards the enemy cap. He might get a close-in kill. There's the M44. He's changed position as well. And he's gone. The M44 on our team got him, which means now it's just the Astron Rex left. And he's probably fallen back to his cap area, or maybe on the cliff edge. So it'd be a good idea for Talon to get a move on straight towards the enemy cap. Caro hasn't found the Astron Rex, and no, he won't find him because he's up the other side of the map. You can see the SU-8 has already decided he's going to the cap. The M44 is doing the same. Yep, we'll put the pressure on the enemy. And, well, Talon's decided he wants a kill, so another kill. So he's actually going to go up onto the donut and try and shoot at the enemy over the top of the cliff. The Caro and the SU-8 are headed towards the cap. In fact, the Caro's capping now. And the Astron Rex has actually managed to kill our IS-3. And that's the 2-minute warning, which is why the guys are going to the cap, because they want to make sure. In fact, the Astron has just killed our Jagdpanther. So now we do need to get a shot on this guy to slow him down, because he might actually spot us. Would you believe it? We might actually be in spotting range for him. If our sixth sense goes off, we know he is close. And yes, he is close. There he is. He might have seen us. Yep, he's well within range now. And Talon's just around the corner. If he comes this way, Talon might get a shotgun on him. This would be funny. We're capping. Here we go. Oh, he hit him with a shotgun. But unfortunately, didn't kill him. And the Astron Rex gets killed by the enemy, by our T28 HTC. So, nice shotgun. Almost died. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for talon1958 in the Hummel. In fact, the best he had last time is a second class tanker and a bruiser medal, so he's equaled this because he has got another bruiser medal. But in fact, actually, he's bettered it because he's got a Confederate as well this time. So he's one ahead. He managed to get the Bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8, and a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. Win 8 was 1,496, which is average. So let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the T28 HTC, but he didn't get a high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. 1,743 went to him. The next high score being that Emil 1 with 1,714, and the third highest damage was the Progetto 46 with 1,635. Talon managed to get 946. It wasn't a whole lot, but he did get the Confederate. And the M44 on our team also managed to get a Confederate because he had 7 and 1. Let's have a look at the kills. Well, we can see the highest number of kills actually went to the Astron Rex, and his killing spree right at the end of the game actually got him 4 kills. Then he had 3 kills to the T28 HTC, the Type 59, and 2 kills went to the Astron Rex, the IS-3, the SU-8, and the Emil 1 on the enemy team. And we can see that Talon only got the 1 kill in the game, but it was that Super Hellcat. When it came to base XP, it's the Type 59 who did the best with 977. 844 went to the Astron Rex. 838 went to the IS-3. Talon picked up 705. He fired 16 rounds. Got 6 direct hits on the enemy. No penetrations, but 13 splash. Damage of 946 hit points, of which 812 were at more than 300 meters. That close one was the Astron Rex that he hit almost with a shotgun. 1 hit received, it was from the Astron Rex. It nearly wiped him out, actually. If the Astron Rex had actually managed to reload, then he would have been dead the next second. But luckily, the T28 HTC was watching and bagged that Astron Rex before he could fire on Talon again. He also got a 7 and 1, so he also matched the M44 to get the Confederate. 695 hit points of stun assist of 13 stuns. He didn't get a whole lot of stun assist in this game, and I think that's the reason why he only got a second class tanker. 35,504 credits to the battle, 50,000 for completing a mission, 85,504 altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 75,605 credits profit. He got 30 bombs out of that game, and he picked up 1,057 XP for the battle, times 2 for the first victory, 2,115 experience points altogether. So he says a nice shotgun will slow you down. It did slow the Astron Rex down just enough time to allow the T28 to get a shot on him. But I think it was Talon's eagerness to get a shot at the Astron Rex which actually put him in danger of being killed. Yes, if he'd actually headed towards the cap with the SU-8, I think he would have been taking pot shots at that Astron from the cap area. But I'm pretty sure the Astron probably would have stopped and shot over the edge. I think he knew that Talon was nearby. May have seen him, might be that he was just trying to get a good firing position. But he certainly, when he saw Talon, he thought, I'll have that one before the end of the game. And of course, that actually led to his death because the T28 said, well, I'll have you instead. And it worked out okay. So that's the first game in a 2-game replay, or a 2-game video, I should say. It's a second class and a Confederate, which is better than he did before. Can he be beaten? The next replay is by Angelina75. So let's have a look at it. The second battle is in the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, on the north spawn of Cliff. Same map, but different spawn. Game on. Well, Angelina's got 2 marks of excellence on her barrel, and she's also got some achievement medals on the rear and the sides of the casement. Or the casemate, I should say. Or the cabin, whichever way you want to refer to it. She's headed down to the northwest corner, which is a well-known firing position, but there are some places you can go where you won't get spotted, or at least might not get spotted, or you might be able to relocate much quicker on the enemy if they do start throwing shells in your direction. Well, she spotted herself a T100LC on the donuts. Unfortunately, that shell wasn't fully dialed in. As a consequence, I'm afraid that was it hit the ground short of the enemy. She hasn't relocated, but she's got plenty of targets to aim at now, and a Charpue Cheer 4 sitting up there on the path up to the top of the cliff. We've already got somebody up there, so I don't think he's going to want to go up there. Bounce out. Oh, wipeout! That was a penetration shot. She hit the AMX 1390 and it went straight through the back of his tank and took him out of the game. It was a penetrating shot. She only got 208 hit points out of it, but if he'd been full 100% health, she would have got the lot of him. The alpha for the 212 with the top gun, the 203mm, is 900. She's loaded. Going for the shaft U24. Lands near him and stuns him. Now she's relocating because of course she doesn't want to get counter batteried, and it's probably easier once she's killed someone, that enemy might actually tell his own Arty where to look. Okay, object 705 might make a nice little meaty target because he's actually side on to us at the moment. Line him up, work out where he's going, that's it. He's going to come forward. He's backing up, but he will come forward. And he's actually stopped. Rounds out. Oh, she got a bit of rescue, Bloomin'. It went a bit wonky there right at the end. It's not a technical term, going wonky. But the reticule stuck for a brief moment. But she still managed to get the shot on target to get a nice hit out of it. T100 LT. Now he's got fairly thin armour, so she might be able to pen him. She's almost loaded. He's coming up to take another shot. She fires straight away. I think he managed to pull back in time. But I suspect that she did stun him at the same moment, so he's not going to be happy. Okay, up towards the other side of the cliff, we've got an enemy M4Y from around, or it's M6Y. It's a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. Okay, there's that 705 again, lining up a shot. No, she's decided against that. She's going to go for the T100 LT, but she spots the Progetto. She's got a red line. Rounds out. No, she hit the columns. I think the red line was the clue there. When you see a red line that it's normally that the columns are in the way, and the best thing to do is actually to just move sideways or select a different target, because obviously there's some obstruction that's going to stop your shell from getting there. 705 is relocating to try and get shots on our tanks down the other right side of the donut. So putting a shell on him right now is going to be useful. Yes! She got a hit, and she's picking up stun assist off this one. We've got a whole load of tanks down the other end of the donut, and they're taking advantage of that position to lay some shells in on these guys. Oh, the Progetto's gone. Now that T100 LT is still there, but the E100 makes a very tempting target. We're almost loaded. Put a shell in him. He's facing an object 257. Rounds out. Yes, good hit. But unfortunately, because of those skirts around his tracks, he doesn't actually suffer much damage, or just stunned, and he gets rid of the stun with his first aid kit straight away. So even that big hit that he just took didn't give Angelina an advantage. She's following him to work out where he's going next to try and put a shell near him. Go for it, because you won't get the first aid kit this time. Oh, it fell short. Now she's looking for the enemy Arty. There's only one. It's Batchat 15555. Now she thinks he's in this corner somewhere. Just let me a quick look. No tracer spotted so far. We're boxing the enemy in. Their T100 LT just bit the dust. She's chancing a shot into this area in the hope of getting that Batchat. I think she can move now to actually try and get a good position and closer shots on the enemy for a shorter reaction time. And that Waffenträger Aufpanzer is a good target because they have very little armour. Makes them very easy to pen. think he was backing up to come behind that rock. Oh, up in the sniper's nest, the T-30. She's dialing in as quickly as she can. That would be a superb hit, and he's really taking punishment. Lots of shells heading in that direction. We're back to the Waffenträger. Oh, he just took a big hit as well. And he's gone. So we're going back to the T-30, but the enemy Arty was spotted. And the enemy Arty has been killed, which means now there's only 2 enemies remaining. The Gorilla 15 and the Object 263. Now we can't get at the 263 because he's actually in the lee of that rock. He's in defilade. But we can get a shot on the Gorilla 15 who's up in the sniper's nest. Okay, rolled in, rounds out. Oh! Dies just before the shell gets there. And now we can't get a shot on that 263 without literally coming up behind him. And I think everybody's going for him now. You might as well just drive straight to the enemy cap and, well, if you happen to see him on the way, give him a love kiss at close range with a 203mm, and I'm sure he'll like that. Not. And the last enemy is done, which means this one's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for Angelina75 in the 212A. She got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 9, which is more than Talon got, if I remember correctly, because I think he only got 8. Yes, he only got 8. When it came to the medals, she actually got a Confederate out of this one as well, so she hit more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. But better still, she got a win rate of 1,755, which is better than the one that Talon got. He only got 1,496, and that puts Angelina in the lead to get the weekend lie-in on Sunday morning. Yes, she scored a better game, and it says, yay, good game at top. Yep, I'm sure she's happy about that result. Let's have a look at team score. Well, she didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team, who picked up 6,647 hit points and a high caliber. That's a huge amount of damage. The highest that our team could do was the Char Future 4 with 4,553, and the third highest damage in the game actually went to the IS-7 with 3,150. Angelina picked up 1,775, which puts her a bit mid-table. But when it came to kills, we can see that it was the highest scores were the Char Future 4, the T-30 and the Object 263, all with 3 kills apiece. And Angelina managed to get 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, it was the Char Future 4 that did the best with 1,189. 933 went to the Jagdtiger. He also got a Confederate. And 834 went to the Conqueror. Angelina picked up 4th place with her Confederate and 828, so she wasn't far behind the Conqueror. She was only 6 points behind him, but yes, they both got the medal. She fired 12 shots in this game, 4 direct hits and 1 penetration. I'm pretty sure we know which one she penetrated. It has to be that AMX. Yep, went straight through him. Look at that, 280 hit points, and a shot went right through his turret. In fact, it looked like it went right up his rear, but I'd say it went through the turret and just literally splattered him. It was a very good shot. She also got 6 splashes on the enemy. 1,775 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 1, did 852 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns. She earned 32,027 credits from the game, 65,000 for completing a mission, 97,027 altogether, and after the ammunition resupply took away 74,107 credits profit. She got 25 bonds out of that game and 1,242 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,484 experience points altogether. So Angelina is now in the lead, and it's all up to talon1958 to try and get a better result. See if he can get a first class before the weekend, or, well, it would need to be a first class to beat Angelina, or a second class with 2 medals maybe. That might do the trick, but it would have to be a better win 8, because she's got a pretty good win 8 there. Yeah, so I think Angelina's well in the lead at the moment, and Talon's really going to have to pull something out, maybe an ace tanker if he wants that weekend lion. So I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. Thank you for watching.